Okay, so now we are heading straight for Harbinger's Watch, despite the delay. No more delays now. We are nearly there. This little iceberg of an island. What are they going to serve at the feast? Fish, no doubt. Well, it's not like I haven't already had that hundreds of times since coming to the Deadfire. It's the most commonly eaten meat out here. Anyways, it's a feast in my honor. I should be grateful to have it. It's just that, being a watcher, people are always wanting something from you, and sometimes to get you to start working for them, a feast or a gift or whatever they're offering is just a way of baiting you to them. No one can ever do anything nice for me without wanting something in return. How about, here's a feast in your honor for all the hard work you've done to help the kith of the Deadfire. Come to our place and we'll have this feast without expecting anything in return. No, I don't think I've ever had anything like that before. So it most likely means that they will be expecting something from me when I get there. It's always the same. I don't mind helping, but it would be nice to have some time off once in a while. Shore leave, if you will, as the crew calls it. Time to just mess around and not worry about anything. Drinking, feasting, having sex. It's all part of the long vacation that I'm feeling that I could use about right now. The only shore leave I get is when I go to my cabin at night, have a drink, and when Shodi comes in, we get a little handsy-grabby with each other, and with lots of kissing, make for the bed. A few weeks about not worrying what Aethos is up to, or taking care of the ship and crew would be nice. Someday. I mean to make it happen. Someday soon. We are heading to Harbinger's Watch. I have been given this invitation, even though it was several months back. I'm not sure how we're supposed to enter. Very cold down here for some reason. They do believe Rymrgand is supposed to take over all of Aethys. Ugh. What a horrible world that would be. We've brought along Yidwin with us. See if she would be able to assist us with anything. What is this? Well, this is the rest of the island, I take it? She hasn't come across off the ship as part of my group before, so she just remained on board, and yeah, so we need to go back. Place that subsists on whales, it would seem. I don't know what that looks like, whale and whale blubber. A wet, heavy thud draws my attention to a figure standing atop the icy cliff. Light glints off of the cleaver he holds, readied overhead. The blade arcs downward, evoking a fine red mist that hangs upon the frigid air. The kith straightens as his gaze finds me, and he fixes me with a single pointed finger from a blood-stained hand.
It is you! Come at last!
Greetings.
God what your fellow traveler! A day of glory this turns out to be! First auspices of a visitation, then the arrival of the Dusk Speaker!
The Dusk Speaker?
Truly I hear the call of winter!
Did you just call me the Dusk Speaker?
Can't fault your hearing!
I have so little idea of what you're talking about, I don't even know where to start.
This one speaks of the lore of nothing. The dusk of being. The ending of all things, and the part of the soul that longs for that ending.
Oh. Yeah, more of Rymrgand's. Whatever. Terrible.
These concepts are central to more traditionalist understandings of Rymrgand's designs.
Thanks for the explanation.
Vatnir, our mentor, foretold your coming. He described you perfectly from toes to top. Praise be to Rymrgand!
I have an invitation. Vatnir's the one who sent me this letter. The man squints down at the paper before nodding vigorously.
Come in, Dusk Speaker, come in! Be sure to speak with our mentor Vatnir. He's down in the chapel in the middle of the settlement. Eat and uncask the beer! The Dusk Speaker has arrived!
Somebody's excited to see me, and I don't know why. So odd. I don't understand why anybody would worship Rymrgand. It's just... You want final death? That's all it is about.
I always thought of a beast as having 4 legs.
The beast.
An aurochs, yes. But with the torso of a man.
Exactly. Wait, what say? How can God have torso of man and body of orcs?
He is a god. He can be anything.
I've got it.
The matted fur of this oryx shows a pattern of screaming faces. Yeah, lovely. I don't understand these people. It's here. Some oil and ale, which we could use for our ship. And the oil for ingredients to increase the power of our weapons. Hello. The sculpture, carved from a block of ice, towers over a Glanfellan woman. She moves about the sculpture, a chisel in one hand, a mallet in the other. Her scrutiny clings to it as if it might melt it. I clear my throat. She does not respond. Excuse me. She turns to me, her snow-white eyebrow arching over an amethyst eye.
Yes? What is it? Well, ain't she just a basket of warm and welcome?
Shoti rubs her arms against the chill. That's certainly something. What is it supposed to be?
Do you jest? Or was that your idea of an insult? It clearly represents Rymrgand, the beast of winter, the final god. Obviously.
Yes, I figured it was Rymrgand. I thought Rymrgand was less of a man-oryx and more of an oryx-oryx.
Because the gods are limited to a single form. Is there something you need?
Her arms crossed, the sculptor frowns at me. I don't suppose you can tell me about this iceberg.
Other than that it grows wider each moon and will in time swallow the whole of Eora?
You don't find that concerning, I take it.
Not particularly.
Where did you learn to sculpt? The elf crosses her arms.
From my mother. She taught me many things. To shape the ice, to hone an obsidian blade, to clean the carcass of a seal.
Okay. Is there someone I should be talking to instead?
Vatnir. He can often be found in the hut up the hill.
Okay.
His features will identify him. He bears the touch of Rymrgand.
So he looks like an oryx, then. What brought you to this outpost?
I am a creature out of place. Few respect art in the white that wins if it doesn't serve a function, if you can't carry it with you. Elsewhere, there would be little interest in an artist whose work is made to melt. Only here is its impermanence understood. Here, the final song crescendos into its final verse.
I see. Well, I should be off. I realize we have to go up the hill. But between Idwin and Loth, we should be able to understand everything about these people. I figured it had to do with Rymrgand. And don't forget, Shoti's she knows a lot about religion, so between the three of them, I should be well... What is this? Coral snuff. Well, if they don't mind me taking it. St. Wadwin, farmer become god. The white that wins. You know what? Maybe I should take that book, actually. Try to understand these people a little bit better. Now, where did the white that wins go? I have to find it. Let's look for it. The white that wins. How long have I been wandering? I can no longer tell. The days in endless white, the cold breath of the wilderness biting at my neck. All I feel is the insistent hand of the wind pushing me forward. Where is it taking me? Where did it start? On the boat? Was there a boat? I remember one. A storm and disaster. If I dwell on it long enough, my mind rebels. So I walk, and she appears to me. How many times has it been? Once? Have I seen her before, or is this the first time? Did she ever leave? All my mind can do is ask questions. Each question leads to another question. The answers frighten me. So I walk. She stands with her head cast down. Long, white hair hangs in front of her face, obscuring it from my view. She holds out a hand, pale, thin, palm up. She wants my help. She wants my soul. Something screams, inhuman and primal. It overtakes me from behind, wrapping me in a terrifying blanket of sound. My skin contracts as chills course through me. I turn to face my pursuer and see only a vast white emptiness. She is gone. Like every time before. Was this the first time? Has she gone before? My stomach answers with a growl. Hunger. The beast consumes me from the inside, and there is no stopping it. I must eat. I see water. Am I seeing it now? Is this a memory? Confusion slips its fingers inside my head and murmurs softly. I cannot quite hear it. I strain to no avail. The water remains. It must be here. I drop to my knees and hear the whispered light crack of the ice beneath my knees. I am sitting on the lee of an ice mountain. The protection it provides does little to prevent the wind from driving the pins of snow into my flesh. I am shaking. Where's my left hand? I move it. Nothing. I look down and I see it moving. It is wet and caked with ice. My head falls back against the ice and I press the edges of my memory. My brain whispers back with a soft crackling sound and a scream. Wood on wood. Tearing. Cracking. I close my eyes against the onslaught. She appears before me again. Again? Time fragments and blows around me like the snow that obscures my vision. I am walking. My hand is on fire. I feel the needles piercing my fingers as she reaches hers out to me. She raises her head, black eyes staring blankly. Her mouth opens and closes, but if she speaks, I cannot hear it. The scream again, closer this time. If I still had emotion, I would be quaking. I turn, as I have so many times before, to see what monster has found me, and she is there behind me. She puts her hand on my chest. The cold burns me through my clothes. She leans in. Her mouth presses against my ear. We are waiting. I open my eyes. I lie on the ground. I see torn fabrics, rock, a broken wooden box, an unsuccessful campfire. Where did it come from? Did I make it? How did I get here? I roll onto my back, unable to stand. Exhaustion sits on my chest and holds me down. She stands above me. I see frozen tears on her cheeks. She does not move. She does not threaten me. But I know this is the end. Her mouth opens. The inhuman scream that erupts from within her digs through the blackness that shrouds my mind, and I see her. The wood that tore beneath her feet. The water that swallowed her. She fades, replaced by the face of the devil that has followed me. Was it always there? In my madness, did I view it in a different form? Is anything in my mind true? Time bleeds. My vision shimmers, distorting the face that approaches. Its dark eyes watch closely as it walks forward. Its fur is matted and stained. Its fangs glisten in the fading light. Its enormous hands, tipped with jagged blades, rise above my head. I close my eyes. I am coming. No, that didn't help me understand these people at all. There is a book here. Where is it? Imps, Animancy. There was a book I just saw on the cold god. The enigmatic god of cold. Yeah, that's it. Maybe this will help. The enigmatic god of cold. Young students are often confused by Barath and Rymrgand's seemingly overlapping roles in holding dominion over death. Barath oversees the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Rymrgand oversees the cold, destructive act of death itself. This difference is often difficult for novices to appreciate until they've lost a loved one and endured the absence for a time. It is Barath that determines we will be reborn just as certainly as we will die, but Rymrgand is the executioner's axe. Rymrgand shows us that all life ends in stillness. I only need show them the symbol of Rymrgand, the bone-white oryx skull found carved within the most ancient of Angwithan ruins. It is a symbol of death and doom in every culture. Any child with 4 winters under his belt needs no introduction to the ancient symbols. Rymrgand embodies not just death, but all manifestations of collapse, be they famine, plague, or simple bad luck. Rymrgand is a primal god, silent and inscrutable as death itself. He makes himself known with his passing, not by proclamation. There are innumerable stories of the god's terrifying passage through the lands of Eora. When the beast of winter stirs, bitter winds and beastly howling follow the creature's every move. Wherever the beast plants a hoof, all life withers into dust. The faithful of Rymrgand insist that even another god's life can end in stillness. They claim the other gods must flee from the beast of winter's mastery over death. But we know not if this boast holds true. Though the beast of winter is shrouded in snowy clouds, those who have seen the shaggy white monster claim that the souls of the fallen can be seen clinging or perhaps frozen to the beast's fur. The dwarfs of the boreal south have numerous stories that tell a similar plot. A brash hero seeks out the beast of winter to rescue the souls trapped in its fur. These tales never end well, for even if the hero saves his beloved soul, the hero dies in the process, for it is not a proper tale of Rymrgand unless the hero's life ends in stillness. And that's why I don't like this god. I understand it a little bit more, but I knew he was the god of entropy and final death.
Speaker! I'd like to speak if you've a moment.
Fish start in the waters of far below the ice. Well, we can use this for our ship if you guys don't mind sharing with us. Hello.
You are the Dusk Speaker, Nai?
Yes, I am.
We all could, actually. We could really use your aid.
Her fingers play at one of her braids.
There's another group up top, on top of the ice, I mean, high above the watch. They attack anyone they see, us included.
Oh?
They make it very difficult to get to Rymrgand's temple, among other things.
Who exactly are these other people?
Another group of Rymrgand's worshippers. We call them the Lost Pilgrims.
We're striding into a conflict between religious fanatics? Fantastic.
Where did these pilgrims come from?
They're from the land as well. They came here a few decades before we did, on much the same mission. When none returned, we thought them all dead.
Why are they so hostile?
Wal only knows. They seem to think they're protecting something. Like the flow is sacred.
Maybe they just think that they're giving people the final death that Rymrgand demands of them. I don't know. I do not take any of all the gods. I mean, this is just the worst. And I'm glad it does sound like he's trying to take over the world slowly, bit by bit. But Aethys will end it, I guess, in a blink of an eye, or I don't know. But a lot quicker than waiting for the ice to slowly cover all of Eora.
Nivadir thinks they've all gone a bit mad out here all alone. Or that something in the ice is rotting their minds.
Maybe a little bit of both. I'll see what I can do about them. A huge smile splits the elf's face as she clasps her hands together.
Finally, good news! You've no idea how rare a thing that is. The pilgrims keep camp in the ruins atop the ice wall. High Harbinger Vatnir can explain how to get up there, if he hasn't already. Was there something else you wanted to know?
What do you do here at Harbinger's Watch?
Whatever needs doing. Odds and ends and such. The whole community works together to survive. I hunt, I weave, I roast a delicious isai.
You seem very young to be out here. She snorts, crossing her arms and squaring her shoulders.
I'll have you know, I've nearly 60 winters behind me. More than you, I'd reckon.
Elves do live for a long time.
I've been here for a solid 10 winters already. Came looking for, something I've not found yet.
She glances away.
Strictly, speaking in a religious sense.
I don't think you're going to find happiness and satisfaction in Rymrgand, though. Her averted glance and instead of words suggests that she's not sharing the entire truth. Oh. I didn't need to use my insight to figure that out. It seems like there's something you're not telling me. Her eyes widen in surprise before nearly closing with her wince.
Certainly. And I'll be entirely happy to discuss it later. Elsewhere, yeah?
Okay, farewell. Yeah, I'm the Watcher. I also go around and solve everyone in the world's issues and problems. That's me. Salt. Ekavit. Oh, the crew, it's powerful alcohol. The crew really likes it. Maracoro. Hello? Purple cape, veiling hat. We don't need to take that. Let's go up. Let's look for this Vatnir that we keep hearing about. Yeah, that Rymrgand. And everything has to be Rymrgand's way, too. So, I mean, he did try to get rid of us when we went accidentally to his realm, which is something I never want to repeat. So, Mohara meat. Well, we've been through these two buildings. They're actually connected underneath. So that's it? Okay. Well, let's go back and look for this Vatnir then. What's this? Oh yeah, I forgot. Who's this? This fucking cold is like to take me before the beast does. Then get out of here. It's just a small part of the Deadfire. One could argue it's not even part of the Deadfire, it's on the border. Where is these people that attack you? Or is it further up? Okay. Hello?
Go! Go! Vatnir awaits!
So I've heard. Looks like some more bottles over here.
I've got it.
Ikavit. Rinsjada Lager. Let's go into the retreat.
You must be our honored guest. Vatnir said to expect you.
The man stands from his fire and brushes his hands together, a smile splitting his patchy ice-colored beard. Oh, what's going on with the side of his head?
Not that he said I should expect so many. No matter. Room will be made.
It's just 5 of us.
If there is anything you require, you need but ask. I will strive to deliver. Oh, and before I forget, a welcoming gift.
Valbrendeher rummages among the furs and presses a bundle into my hands. So, you're here because of your beliefs?
Of course. Aren't you?
I'm here because Vatnir invited me.
He cast no summoning spell, no binding rite. Your coming was of your own accord. Death walks in hand with life in the white that wends. The priests of the wheel would have you believe they follow one after the other. It is not so. I found a rift once, at the bottom of the world, and in it a camp, a clan's worth of Glamfelin, huddled and still. Their stories, their blood, their ambitions, none persevere. I chase not the end, but accept its inevitability. It is a thing to be celebrated, like the ending of an epic finely sung. Vatnir understands that, so I follow his lead.
A single incident hardly speaks to a fundamental truth.
Eloth rubs at his brow and sighs.
You are correct. Every incident speaks to a fundamental truth. Come, come, shake off the snow, warm yourself at the hearth.
I need supplies.
What I have is yours, for trade or coin, until the end comes.
I guess that's what they like to say, until the end comes. Till the end comes. Well, just want to see what they have here. Yeah, just basic supplies. Brew battered Issei. But we have a lot of food. It's, we also have a lot of water. I don't know. Maybe we can get some brew battered Issei. That's expensive. The crew would really like it. Yeah, forget it. I mean, I guess I can buy 50 hardtack. Yeah, let's just buy some hardtack. Good enough. I think we also have a lot on our ship. Let's add for more. We will never be out of supplies. And some water. There we go. Good. That'll last us a few months, I think, maybe. Okay, so we don't really need to rent a room. We just slept on the ship before coming out here. Oil, Rymrgand lager. Where did we come in? I think we came in left. Find this Vatnir. Oh, this is nice and warm and cozy in here. Big room. Grappling hook. It's more alcohol. Oh, this must be where Vatnir is.
And why shouldn't we fear death? What offers death save erasure?
The man speaking before the room wears the same tattered robes as his gathered congregants, but his head is wrapped in soiled strips of linen.
A return to life cleansed of experience and understanding. Ignorant, set to suffer again. To repeat our mistakes endlessly. To fail. But the beast would spare us this suffering. Would offer us succor, mercy.
His head bows slightly.
But it seems our guest has arrived. Come, Dusk Speaker, join our circle.
I can't really preach a sermon like you can about Rymrgand. I don't want to, even if I knew how to.
Look upon the Dusk Speaker, and be glad, brothers and sisters, for he heralds an end to your suffering.
People keep calling me that. I take it it is your doing?
I revealed only that which was revealed to me.
Okay.
Now look here. If anyone's gonna be giving him pet names, it's me.
Oh, Shodi. The godlike cluster of ice blue eyes blinks at her before shifting back to me.
I present to you the Watcher of Cad Nua, father of the Defiance Bay riots, in whose wake fell the Hollowbone curse upon the Deerwood.
That's not how I remember it. I lifted the curse. That's funny, I seem to recall ending the curse.
Who dethroned Lord Radric, rightful Thane of Gilded Vale, plunging that land into anarchy.
Okay, so they see me as like a malevolent force that comes through and destroys everything. I did dethrone Lord Radric. As for him being rightful Thane of Gilded Vale and pledging the land into anarchy, I don't know about that. Seemed to be all right after he died.
You mean there's alternatives to government by brawling? We don't get to see a lot of places that have their act together.
Can we go back to the riot thing?
And whose very stone and soil gave rise to the great green giant that even now strides across the Deadfire.
Okay, well that's true about Aethys. But I don't think my actions had anything to do with that. The gathered congregants whisper prayers, hands raised in thankful supplication to the Beast of Winter. Vatnir raises a hand, and the murmurs begin to die down.
Full glad are they to see you, Watcher, for they came to pay homage to Rymrgand and bear witness to the final dissolution of Eora by his hand. Your coming fulfills prophecy. Wheresoever strides the Dusk Speaker, so falls falsehood torn away. So discards false cycles, so quiets dawn and dusk. I have high hopes for you.
I don't think he was listening to anything I was saying. So, is this why you invited me out here, to fulfill your prophecy? Vatnir says nothing for a moment. His impassive mask hides his features, but the cant of his head suggests that he is considering my question.
I think perhaps more to put your role in it to the test. Prophecy fulfills itself by its nature. But your identity as the Dusk Speaker, that's not yet irrefutable.
Sorry, but I'm not here to end the world.
Precisely my point. Whether or not you mean to cause chaos, chaos follows in your wake. You're chosen, whether or not you choose to be.
Well, it doesn't matter what I do then. You just still consider me the Duskbringer.
Now, if we may have the pleasure of your company, Dusk Speaker, we've prepared a
Dusk
feast,
Speaker.
at least by the standards of our humble means, for your...
His words are cut off by a tremor that rocks the floor beneath our feet. Oh. Does this happen often down here?
The messenger returns!
Vatner points towards the sanctuary's entrance.
Go forth and bear witness to his message!
Okay.
Don't leave me behind!
He's here for me.
Everywhere I go, it's kind of like this, isn't it? Well, maybe not exactly like this, but in some weird way, something weird happens. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.